So how do you turn this into this? Welcome to the YouToBrew tutorial video, stabilizing, backsweetening, and bottling. When fermentation is finished, step 1, stabilize. But before you stabilize, place your fermenter in the fridge for 24 to 48 hours. In the industry, we call that cold crashing. The object is you want as much yeast as possible to drop out of suspension so you can rack it off of that yeast so your stabilizers won't have to work too hard to stabilize. I've already cold crashed this, so now we're going to rack it off of that yeast into a clean carboy. Now this device, a racking cane, is a gravity powered device. You want the fermenter to be higher than the carboy that you're racking into, so gravity can do all the work. So put that in there, make sure I get down to the bottom, and let the racking commence. Now that you've racked your mead, you're good to go. YouToBrew boxes include stabilizers, packet D. Open the bag and pour it in there. It was really hard to open. And in they go. No, it's not all. Make sure to get all of it out of the thing there. Is that it? That's good enough. And then mix it up. Now when you mix it, you don't want to mix it too vigorously. You don't want to introduce oxygen into there to oxidize it. Just reinstall your bung and your airlock, and you are all done, good to go. Make sure you give this 24 hours before you add any more sugar to it to make sure the stabilizers have stabilized it. Okay, 24 hours later, we're ready to backsweeten. Now, as you can see in this particular mead, I have filled the carboy almost all the way to the top. And that doesn't leave me much room to add more honey for backsweetening. But that's okay, because I'm not going to backsweeten this one. This one's going to be dry. But if you were backsweetening, add the prescribed amount of honey to the carboy, make sure there's enough room, make sure you're not going to overflow. Add the honey, give it another gentle mix up. You don't want to mix it too hard. Oxidation is still a problem. But gently mix it all up. And then let it sit for a month. 2 weeks if you're in a hurry. You want to let this sit in the carboy, stabilized and backsweetened for about a month for safety, because you can't guarantee that those stabilizers actually worked. They might have, the yeast might have been a super yeast and overcome the stabilizers. And the last thing you want to do is add more honey, start it fermenting again, and then bottle it. Your bottle is going to explode into bottle bombs. Horrible, horrible thing. So leave it alone after you backsweeten it like this for about a month, just to make sure, just to verify the fermentation won't restart. Okay, when you're bottling, there are 7 different ways of doing it. This is just my way. This works for me, and if you would like to do it this way or another way, it doesn't matter. But this is how I bottle. I take yonder bottling wand and I attach it to the racking cane. Just put it on the end there. Dip that into the bottle. Won't need that no more. And let's fill her up. I like having the bottling wand on the racking cane, because then when this bottle's full, I can just stop insert into the next bottle, and go. And see, it comes out. It comes out when I want it to come out, not when it wants to come out. And there you go, one bottle is full. You can insert that in your handy dandy little carboy handle holder there, and cap it. Bottle cap. Place it on top. Get your capping device. Put it on there, and one bottle of mead, beautifully capped and bottled. Now you want to rinse the sanitizer off of the bottle and let it dry like that. When the sanitizer dries, it sometimes leaves this weird film on the bottles. So I like to rinse that off, let it dry, apply my label, and it's beautiful. Now a word to the wise about this capping device. This capping device uses leverage to work. It uses mechanical advantage. You do not need to apply strength to this capping device to cap. You just put it on there, cap it, and when it stops, you're done. Do not sit here and try to push it down as hard as you can. You'll break it. And when you're in the middle of bottling and your capper breaks, you will be having a bad day. Do not strong arm this thing on there. Don't do that. Mechanical advantage. That's all it takes. That's all you need. Don't strong arm this. Now, one thing I did forget to mention, make sure you wash and sanitize your bottles before you bottle them before you bottle into them. Make sure you wash and sanitize them. Thank you for letting YouToBrew be a part of your hobby.